First question for anyone to answer. Has there been any health issues raised since the wind farm began operating?
No, hasn't been any health issues at all. Another thing that I forgot when I was talking before, property values. That was one thing that the anti-windmill people wanted is property value protection. Since the windmills have gone up and are in operation, we've had, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 homes that sold. They've all sold. The first one that went on sale was put on the market on Saturday, and they signed the papers Monday morning. Sold it for about $16,000 more than it was assessed at. Realtors out of our town that advertise any property, like building lots or anything, it's for sale. They advertise no town tax, so it's been an incentive to anybody to sell property. And property values have increased considerably. But as far as health issues, there has not been any health issues at all since the turbines have gone up and running.
Thank you. Sandy, question for you. Oh.
I did want to say with that, I do sympathize. There are some people who really, really dislike wind generators. And, I think for them, it could bother them to a serious point. I think they're kind of few and far between, but it's for them, it is true, in their world at the time. The other thing I was going to say with, I guess I don't remember what I was going to say.
Sandy, question for you. What was Ellenberg's claim to fame prior to turbines, and what was the main industry?
Well, our main industry is farming, of course, and just like every place else, most of our farmers have gone out or else gone real big, one or the other. Now we're finding where most of our vacant farms are going to the Amish, which is good. They pay taxes just like everybody else, and they keep up the land.
Thank you.
Yep.
John, have there been complaints about TV or radio reception? How about complaints about any issues handled in your town? How are complaints about issues handled in your town?
It was in our host agreement. If there was any TV interference, the windmill developers or windmill company had to rectify it. If anybody has any problems, lost their reception or snow or something on the screen, they've made a deal with DirecTV. They pay for the boxes, the TV. You get a check once a year they reimburse you for all your costs plus 25% over the cost. So there hasn't been anybody that's had any problems the problem hasn't been rectified.
And this is for you also. How has your volunteer fire department benefited from wind project?
The volunteer fire departments, we have 5 different departments either in our town or cover a portion of our town. They cannot enter into a pilot agreement with the turbines, so the turbines are assessed. They're assessed at $2.1 million. I know one of our fire departments right in the center of their town, the assessed valuation of their fire district went up $190 million. It dropped their fire tax from right around $1,000 to 16 cents a thousand. All of the fire departments have, except one, has benefit considerably from it. It's cut them all, fire tax pretty much in half or less for everybody.
Thank you. This is for you, Richard. From John's story of wind development, would you say Cape was treated by the wind developers the same way? For instance, developing law before having leases.
Okay, I'm not sure I understand the question, but I'll take a shot at it. I think for Lewis County, when the a wind developer coming to town is kind of like the first oil prospector came to Oklahoma. You don't know what's coming because we never thought of the wind on Tug Hill being a resource until somebody shows up on the doorstep and he says, here's a computer model of what the horizon could look like. And so in Lewis County, and we, because the planning stages of these projects is rather extended. There's a lot of hoops that the developer has to go through at the state level, the federal level, and of course at the local level. So when they come and they say they're interested in a particular neighborhood, they're making a commitment to 3 to 5 years of developing before they get to the point where they can actually produce any revenues for themselves. So there's a lot of investment right up front for these developers. So in that time period, while it's still in the planning stages, yes, the towns in Lewis County, at least for myself and the town of Lowville, and I know for the town of Martinsburg, we put together some local laws regulating the siting of the wind turbines and those kinds of things. So I'm not sure what the reference is to the Cape because I have no idea what has transpired here in terms of the timing of events and those kinds of things. But I can just say from the standpoint of Lewis County, we did put together and did adopt local laws with respect to zoning before the project was permitted and before they started making their applications. We didn't have to go through a moratorium because there wasn't anything really pending that was really timely when these things came up. So we had the time to put together our zoning laws.